Millions of years after their last visit, our time-traveling alien observers return to a familiar blue world drifting silently through the void. They have watched stars collapse, planets ignite, and galaxies collide, yet Earth has always captured their interest for one reason. It changes in ways no other world ever has. But this time, something feels different. The planet they now approach is warmer, more chaotic, and more unpredictable than the one they left behind. Ocean heat pulses upward into the clouds, storms bloom like cosmic flowers, glaciers shrink back into the shadows, and yet, despite all this warmth, the aliens detect a strange pattern hidden beneath the noise. A pulse that beats every 100,000 years, as steady as a metronome carved into the planet itself. A pattern that has dictated Earth's past and may one day determine its future. Earth, it turns out, is overdue for the beginning of another ice age. But where is it? Why hasn't it begun? Our visitors descend through the atmosphere, scanning ancient sediments, coral archives, bubbles trapped in polar ice. Each layer tells the same story. Massive sheets of ice have advanced and retreated across Earth's continents with rhythmic precision, sculpting oceans, shaping ecosystems, and even influencing the evolution of humans. Every cycle begins quietly. Sunlight dips, summers cool, ice expands, sea levels fall. And every cycle ends with a warm, abrupt thaw. The aliens have seen these pulses unfold 5 times before, but this time the pattern falters. Something on Earth has disrupted its ancient rhythm. To understand why, they must first understand how the cycle works. Deep in space, gravitational giants, Jupiter and Saturn, pull gently on Earth, altering the shape of its orbit. Sometimes nearly circular, sometimes stretched like an ellipse, this shift occurs every 100,000 years. When the orbit elongates, Earth spends longer farther from the Sun, receiving less summer energy, allowing winter snow to survive year after year until ice sheets rise like frozen continents. But this is only the first piece of the cosmic machinery. Earth also tilts back and forth on its axis, changing how sunlight reaches the poles. And slowly, like a spinning top wobbling in slow motion, the planet's orientation shifts relative to the Sun. 3 astronomical rhythms, eccentricity, tilt, and wobble, combine to create the heartbeat of the ice ages. But when the aliens map these cycles forward, they encounter a mystery unlike any before. According to the orbital script, Earth should already be cooling, yet the world is warming faster than ever recorded. The aliens travel north, where the Arctic should be the engine of a coming glaciation. Instead, they find open water where solid ice once stretched for thousands of kilometers. Sunlight reflects off dark ocean instead of bright snow, amplifying heat. Permafrost weeps methane into the sky. The cryosphere, Earth's frozen heart, appears to be melting out of sync with its expected cosmic rhythm. To uncover why, our observers dig deeper into paleoclimate records. They watch the planet's past unfold like a time-lapse painting. During previous cooling phases, ice sheets grew gradually, paced by orbital changes. But now, another force has entered the stage, one powerful enough to counteract the gravitational choreography of the solar system itself. From high orbit, the aliens examine Earth's atmosphere. It glows thicker than before, tinted faintly by the spectral signature of rising greenhouse gases. Carbon dioxide levels haven't been this high for millions of years, not since long before humans walked the planet. Methane concentrations spike, nitrous oxide climbs. The aliens recognize the fingerprints instantly. These are biospheric emissions amplified by industrial activity, energy extraction, agriculture, and combustion, a planetary transformation driven by a single species, humans. For the first time in Earth's deep history, life has altered the climate not gradually through evolutionary drift, but abruptly through technological acceleration. Our visitors observed this with a mixture of fascination and unease. They know the physics well. Greenhouse gases trap heat, pushing Earth's energy budget out of balance. Even if orbital cycles attempt to cool the planet, this new atmospheric blanket resists them. It is as if someone has placed insulation around a frozen world, preventing it from following its natural descent back into glacial darkness. Yet the aliens also notice something else: hints of instability. Ocean currents begin to slow. Stratification increases. The North Atlantic overturning circulation, which once delivered warmth to Europe, shows signs of weakening. If this great current collapses, the aliens know regional climates could swing sharply colder, even as the planet overall warms. That may create conditions reminiscent of an early ice age, localized cooling, harsher winters, expanded snow cover. But unlike past cycles, this cooling would not be triggered by celestial mechanics, but by human-driven disruption. The aliens wonder whether Earth is approaching not a normal ice age, but a hybrid climate state. Part glaciation, part warming, part chaos. A future no cycle in the past can predict. To understand what this hybrid climate could mean, the aliens revisit ancient epochs, times when Earth's climate system buckled under competing forces. They witnessed the Younger Dryas, a sudden return to near Ice Age conditions 12,900 years ago, triggered when melting glaciers poured fresh water into the North Atlantic and disrupted ocean circulation. Temperatures plummeted across the Northern Hemisphere within only a few decades. Human cultures struggled to adapt. Ecosystems shifted violently. This event lasted over 1,000 years before warmth abruptly returned, reshaping early civilizations. The aliens realized something haunting. A similar disruption is possible today. Modern ice melt already releases massive freshwater pulses into the Arctic Ocean. Greenland alone contributes over 280 billion tons of meltwater per year. If enough accumulates in the North Atlantic, it could weaken circulation further, potentially triggering a new cooling episode. But unlike the Younger Dryas, today's atmosphere contains far more greenhouse gases. Instead of a full glaciation, the aliens predict a world where hot extremes, violent storms, and regional cold spells coexist unpredictably. A climate with multiple personalities, part Ice Age, part greenhouse Earth. They turn their attention to humanity. Humans, once vulnerable prey on open tundra, now shape the climate more deeply than volcanoes or orbital cycles. The aliens marvel at this transformation, yet they also sense fragility. Civilizations depend on stable seasons, predictable harvests, navigable oceans. A disruption to the climate rhythm, whether warming or cooling, could challenge societies in ways more profound than humans yet understand. And then comes the revelation. According to orbital models, Earth's next major cooling phase, an Ice Age initiating cycle, should begin within the next several thousand years. Under natural conditions, ice sheets would slowly return. But because atmospheric CO2 is now so elevated, the aliens calculate that the next Ice Age may be delayed 50,000 years, or even prevented entirely. For the first time since ice began sculpting continents, Earth may now skip a glacial cycle. A planet that evolved with cold as its sculptor may now move forward without it. Yet the aliens know Earth's systems are recursive. If atmospheric carbon is drawn down through natural processes or civilization's choices, the cycle could resume abruptly. Human decisions are now entangled with celestial mechanics. The aliens have traveled across galaxies, but rarely have they seen a species placed at such a critical planetary crossroad. As dawn breaks over the Himalayas, the aliens reach their final question. What does Earth's future truly hold? Is humanity living in a brief, warm pause before temperatures eventually plunge again? Or has human influence permanently rewritten the planet's climate script? Their simulations reveal several possible futures. Not one destiny, but many branching timelines. In one, greenhouse gases remain high. Ice sheets retreat for millennia. Sea levels rise. The orbital cycles continue silently in the background, but their cooling signals are smothered by atmospheric insulation. Earth becomes a predominantly warm planet, perhaps for hundreds of thousands of years, an unprecedented interruption in the Ice Age rhythm. In another future, humans successfully reduce emissions. Over tens of thousands of years, carbon slowly declines. When it reaches a critical threshold, the ancient clock of the Ice Ages awakens. Orbital conditions align. Snow survives the summer. Glaciers advance. A new Ice Age begins, not randomly, but because humanity allowed the natural balance to reassert itself. In a third scenario, the most unpredictable of all, the climate system tips suddenly. Ocean circulation collapses. Regional cooling becomes severe. The Arctic expands southward even as the tropics overheat. Humanity faces a world divided by extremes, a climate that obeys neither greenhouse physics nor orbital cycles, but oscillates between states. The aliens stand atop a mountain ridge and reflect on everything they've seen. Their travels have shown them planets scorched by runaway warming and worlds imprisoned in eternal ice. Earth, in contrast, is balanced on a razor's edge, capable of both destinies, and only one species has the power to choose which path unfolds. To the aliens, this is astonishing. On countless worlds, climate is dictated solely by stars, orbits, and geological time. But here, on this small blue sphere, intelligence has become a climate force as real as volcanoes or tides. As they prepare to leave, the aliens make one final observation. The Ice Age cycle, Earth's 100,000-year heartbeat, is not a prophecy. It is a possibility. A rhythm that responds not only to the pull of planets, but now to the actions of a species barely 300,000 years old. Whether the next ice age arrives on schedule, is delayed, or never comes at all will depend not on fate, but on choices yet to be made. And when our alien observers return again, far into the future, they will not be asking whether a new ice age has begun. They will be asking what kind of world humanity, this remarkable, unpredictable force, has created in its place.